Will the Delegate Assembly come to order? Let's all rise.
I will. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I just want to ask everybody to please remain standing for the 6 children that were shot in Tennessee and the 3 adults that were killed. Thank you. Please review the minutes as they are in your package, and we'll have a law enforcement report.
I like taking the microphone off. Good morning, everyone. How's everybody today? Yeah, beautiful Friday, and happy Good Friday to everybody that celebrates Good Friday. And for those that celebrate Passover, Chag Sameach to you. Very nice. Okay. All right, let's start out with some good news. We've been writing tickets in Century Village. Yeah, that's the good news. We'll start with that. So the numbers are this. I think we hit an all-new record. Hang on, got the wrong one. So we wrote, I think maybe a month or 2 ago, we were like in the low hundreds, right? How about 219 citations? Yeah, that's a lot. 219 citations. So of that, we actually did 127 traffic stops. So when you look at the numbers, 219 versus 127, that means that there's multiple people that got more than one. They were lucky. Yeah, they were very unlucky. So listen, I don't think that the violators are the majority of the residents that live and reside within Century Village. I think that the problem is that you have people coming into the community, the workers, it could be family members, it could be anything else that's unrelated to the residents that live here, and I think that that's really where the problem lies. So just know, and I keep covering it, that we're going to continue coming here, and we're going to continue writing tickets, and we're going to continue trying to enforce the traffic laws. And this is why, and you'll understand it. So we go over how many crashes happen, and obviously we love it when it's 0. But I don't know if we can achieve that every month. But we want to. We really do. And that's why we're in here, to affect the behavior of those that are violating the laws, right? So we had 7 crashes last month. And that's not a good number. You know, it's not a good number. Everybody knows that even outside Century Village, you know, your Okeechobee Boulevard area, you know, your Haverhill, your Military, traffic is very, very heavy right now. You know, to get from A to B, it takes you time. At some point, you're going to see a lot of people going back up north here soon. It may alleviate a little bit of traffic issues that we have. But with that being said, you know, we all have to be very cognizant of our surroundings, you know, especially within Century Village. We don't want people getting hurt. So 7 crashes is not very good. With that, let's talk about some of the cases that happened. Over in Chatham E, earlier in March, somebody reported of vandalism, that her car was scratched. She believes it's intentional, but she didn't witness it, nor is she really sure where it happened at. So it could have happened somewhere else. Oh, here we go with the fraud. Actually, the fraud's not been too bad. I have talked about cases over and over again, tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars people are losing to these scams. It's horrible, but you know, we really have done a lot better with that. This one happened over in Kent. Complainant received a call stating she won Publishers Clearinghouse Prize. Remember those? Hey, everybody gets those every year, right? Publishers Clearinghouse. I throw it right in the garbage. But she needed to send a check for $8,500 to cover taxes. Ugh, that's a clue. If you're going to give me money, then give me money. But I don't need to give you money for you to give me the money back, right? Well, she didn't go through with this, with getting a check and no financial loss. So she was a good one. She was a smart one. And then she reported to us. Over in Camden, complainant received a call from someone claiming to be a bank. And that person stated that he was going to close her accounts if she did not pay. The caller asked for the complainant's birthday and last 4 digits of their social security number, which she provided. Shame on her. Before hanging up the phone, but no financial loss. If somebody starts asking you personal questions, your date of birth, your social security number, your bank account information, passwords, hang up. Don't ever, ever give it. We had a couple of problems with some people that violated no contact order. Everybody familiar with what a no contact order is? Usually a no contact order is issued by the courts, a judge. If you've been charged with some sort of criminal activity where you cannot contact the victim or witnesses in the investigation or the case. And if you violate that and then you do contact the victim, whether it's by phone or in person or through an email or through a text, you're violating that no contact order. Well, this particular person didn't do it once but did it twice. And it becomes a misdemeanor the first time and a felony the second time. So that happened earlier in March over in Sheffield. And we had another one in Northampton where somebody got arrested for violating another no contact order. So this is an interesting case over in Salisbury C. Somebody called the sheriff's office because they witnessed a couple of gentlemen, what looked like they were picking a lock on a door, on a door to a residence. So that's really good. Somebody called us, and the deputies went out there, and the gentleman was still there. But what it turns out to be is the gentlemen were at that house legitimately for the resident. They were doing work for her. But if you see something, say something. We've explained that to everybody. We've covered that. If you see something suspicious, let us come. Let us determine whether it's legitimate or not, or if a crime's being committed. And this person did the right thing, so you know what? Kudos to that person. As far as cases go, we actually had a pretty good month. We had 57 police reports that were taken throughout the community in March. 410 calls for service, and now that's a little skewed because we count in our CAD system all those traffic stops. So the 127 traffic stops are actually included in CAD too. So it's not 410. But each time a deputy puts a new incident into our computer automated dispatch system, it'll keep running the numbers higher and higher. So each traffic stop was counted. And that's really all I have for you guys. I see that you have quite a few really good speakers coming up, and I don't want to take their time away from them. Does anybody have a quick question for myself? Sir?
Yes, I know you guys have a presence on Okeechobee and everything. You guys are doing a great job. Is there any way you could have a little bit more presence on the Haverhill end by the four-way stop sign there where Walgreens is? Because everybody just keeps on blowing the stop sign.
Yeah, for sure. So, we have a really heavy traffic presence. Our traffic guys, actually, when I was coming in here, were pulling people over on Okeechobee Boulevard. Yeah, they were right by Haverhill right out here this morning because I drove by 2 of them that had their lights on.
What you were saying, I think it is a lot of people outside the village that are causing a lot of these, traffic speeding and going through stop signs.
Well, I can appreciate you trying to blame a certain group, but you don't know for sure.
I'm not trying to blame a certain group. I'm just saying,
Well, so as far as traffic control goes, we pass the information on to our traffic deputies, our motor unit. And with that being said, listen, we can hit it for an hour or two because you know that geographically this district is one of the largest in the county. So as much as we have your complaint, we have complaints up in Jupiter, we have complaints in Palm Beach Gardens, out in West Palm, on and on and on. As soon as we leave, people usually revert back to that same not so good behavior that they did before. But for sure, we'll continue hitting that area, not a problem. All right, everyone. Sir, you're all the way in the back. Okay. Okay, so they posted in Spanish on your website, don't speed, okay. Okay. Yeah, I doubt that the workers that are coming here doing work are on your website, checking things out. But listen, I mean, if maybe Yuko or somebody wants to put a sign that, speeding is prohibited or something, I mean, that's something that you guys can cover with Mr. Foster. But, as far as enforcement goes, I promise you, sir, no matter if you're English, Spanish, white, yellow, brown, black, purple, if you violate the law, you're going to be visited by us. So everybody have a great, wonderful weekend. Enjoy, and we'll see you in a month. Thank you very much.
For those of you that attend the security meeting, if you have not been informed, there will be no security meeting today, and the Yuko office will be closed today. I'm going to ask Al from the fire department. Oh,
How's
we do
everyone
have
doing?
a quorum. I'm sorry.
What's that?
I do have a quorum. We have 124 delegates signed in.
Great job. Good morning. Like you said, it's coming to the end of the season. Well, I'm Al Polvereni with the Professional Firefighters 2928 Union. We service you with Station 23. So what I do want to talk about is it's that time of year that we went on Wednesday, it was winter, and on Thursday, it is summer. So that big change, if you walk or go out or do stuff, or you don't get out of the house that much, or your friends don't, and then you ask them to go for a walk, please bring water, hydrate, talk to your doctor what you have to do with your medications. Because over 20 years in the fire service, I've seen trauma injuries from falls of passing out because of dehydration, and then now you're spending a long time rehabbing facial injuries, hip injuries, you name it, right? So pay attention to your body. It gets really hot and really humid pretty quick here, and especially when the rain comes through, it changes. We have to deal with that. Like he said, I always say, make a plan to when you're driving, because in my job, people are not going back after season. They found out this is a gem, Florida, they're staying. We have something called air conditioning, so they can make it through the summertime. So the other thing I like to say is Station 23, we have the back gate. We come in here. Just remember that everybody at that station at one point in their life when they were a little kid with a plastic helmet on, right? This is a calling. When you see a 30, 40, 50-year-old or 20-year-old, we really appreciate you guys for letting us serve you. So I just want to let you know that, because it's not just a job that you go and, it's every day. We get, some strange calls and see some things, and these guys and women are very passionate about what they do. So, and I applaud them over there. A very busy station, not just in Century Village, but outside of Century Village. That's all I have, and it's coming to that season. I hate to bring it up, but have a plan. Start thinking about if you're staying here for the summer, hurricane season. Have a plan. Talk to your family members out of state. Start doing it now so you have an idea of how to get out of the state if you have to. And it gets pretty crazy, and you're prepared ahead of time so you're not a car accident, because we see that. But you guys have a great weekend, and enjoy yourself, and thank you for having me today.
Thank you.
Oh, any questions about anything? Fire, medical calls? No? Well, have a great day.
Did everybody read the minutes? Are there any corrections to the minutes? I would like, if there are none, I'd like to entertain a motion to accept the minutes in a second. Sandy Levine made a motion, Bobby seconded the motion? All in favor?
Excuse me, we're talking about the minutes.
Yeah.
I have a correction. Very short. In fact, what is written about what I did at the last Delegate Assembly left off the most important part, which I clearly said, we have no February report because we are trying to change the format, and that's the reason we didn't have February. January. February, actually. February, I'll get back. And I said, we'll have February and March at the next Delegate Assembly. I'm ready.
Thank you. We'll move on. I'm going to try to stay with the program today. Under the president's report, I already told you the office will be closed. There will be a pill drop scheduled for May 5th. There's a flyer in the package. They will be in the lobby. So if you have any pills, don't put them in the toilet. Don't put them in the garbage. Bring them to the clubhouse. We're going to try to keep with the schedule every 3 or 4 months to have them coming in and to pick up those pills. Patricia, our transportation chair, is not here, but Tuesday, the Transportation Committee agreed to have bus service changed to a degree to try to have some of the people's questions answered going to certain places every day, Monday through Friday. That schedule will be published, it will be advertised, and it will be starting Monday, May 1st. So people that ride the bus, make sure that you get the new schedule. I think you will be very happy with it. We had an opening as for a corresponding secretary. We have graciously asked David Boaz, the officers did, they've approved them. The executive board has also approved David Boaz to fill that position for the next 12 months. But I need someone from the delegates in the room to make a motion, second it, and we'll vote on it.
So moved.
Motion made by Bob Rivera, seconded by Joyce Reese. Are there any questions, any objections? All that in favor, please raise your... Okay, well, okay, we're going to do both. Anybody opposed to it? Any no? Maureen raised a no. Oh, it was a mistake, all right. Thank you. One abstention, okay. Thank you. David, I know you're in the room. Thank you. We'll see you on Monday. Let's give him a big round of applause. All right. Do we have any unfinished business? Any unfinished business? Cool. We'll do officers' reports. We'll start with Stuart.
It's a pleasure to see so many people here today. And not to be redundant, but I wish everybody a healthy and a happy holiday, Passover. And I just would like to make a couple of observations. We still have, as the police said, speeders going through, and hopefully we can catch them. And the last few weeks at the UCO office, we found so many people coming in asking for help. They were really very friendly, very charming, not nasty. And I hope that this is a look into the future, saying that our lives here at UCO will be a lot easier. I also want to make an observation how lucky we are living here in Century Village compared to the horror that's been going on in the Midwest. And let's hope, and I knock wood, to keep our fingers crossed because our season is coming in fairly quickly, and I hope that it will be as quiet as it was last year. And again, happy holidays to everyone, and thank you for being here.
Joanne?
I just want to comment on being really impressed to see so many people here on a holiday weekend. So thank you all for coming out. And I want to add my thanks also to David Boaz for taking on this position. I really appreciate that. He'll be in the office helping us even more than he usually is. So thank you, and that's it.
Yeah, you can give her a round of applause. Joanne does a lot of work in the office, believe it or not. Ruth?
Good morning, all. How are you all today? Glad to see you. You will see in the packet a report for the UCO reporter through February because March was not ready to go in yet. We show a loss at the end of February. However, between February and March, we got some payments which brought us into the black. And as of March, we're ahead 2179, or an average of $727 a month in the black. So we're doing very nicely. Other than that, all I can say is remember next first Friday is Pill Drop. Enjoy your holidays, whether it's Passover or Easter, whichever you celebrate. Have a happy time. Thank you.
She needs a bigger round of applause. If it wasn't for Ruth, you wouldn't have a UCO reporter. Ed, you're up. Treasurer's report.
Chairperson, I respectfully request that the CAM goes before me.
Okay. Our treasurer doesn't want to speak right now, so Donald, you got the floor.
Morning, everybody. I have some stuff. I'll try to get it through it real quick. I just want to remind the delegates about unregistered and unoperable cars. This is a county code violation. I would advise you all to, at least once a quarter, get out into your parking lots, check your cars, try to figure out which car belongs to who. Look for cars with no license plates, expired registration tags, or obviously inoperable vehicles. And if you find that, go to your property manager and get a violation or a warning letter out. It's kind of up to you guys to police your own parking areas. Okay. Next, there is paving repairs going on right now throughout the village. A number of our associations have taken advantage of that and made contracts with the paver to do minor repairs in their parking lanes or at the spots where the walkways meet the asphalt. You can do this anytime that we have the paver in. You save a little bit of money because they won't charge you the mobilization fee because that's on UCO. If you have some asphalt paving repairs that you want to get done, just let me know ahead of time, and I'll get the estimator out to you, and they'll give you a price. Next is irrigation. You've probably noticed it's been pretty crispy out there. There's some brown spots along the main roads. We've had very little rain in the past 2 months, and at the moment, our perimeter irrigation system is partially down. We're waiting on some parts. So, but the residential areas are all up and running. Even then, there's some brown spots on the residential areas because it doesn't make up, your irrigation doesn't make up for rain. So hopefully in the next month, you'll start to see some rain. Things will green up around here. All right, next, on Tuesday at the Palm Beach Expo Center is Condo Expo. For those of you who missed the opportunity to take the condo class and want to, the class there starts at 8:30 a.m., 8:30 to 11. If you haven't taken the class, I strongly recommend that you do, because helps you do your job better, makes life easy for everyone. Next, 2 months ago, I reported to you that an occupant in the Hastings section did some damage to our gate arms at the Okeechobee Boulevard entrance, and also used some fairly vile hate speech and threatening speech to our security guards. I'm happy to report that that occupant has been arrested and charged with a felony crime. We don't fool around with that stuff. Last thing, you might have noticed some work going on at Okeechobee Boulevard with a lot of cones. That was the re-dredging of the South Lagoon, which stretches from the bottom of Century Village at Bedford out to Okeechobee Boulevard, where it hits the Lake Worth Drainage District waterways. I call that canal the plug to our bathtub, and it's very important to drainage here in the village. So I'm happy to report that that job has been completely done. The Operations Committee put that in the budget, and I'm glad to see it. So we're much better prepared for this year's hurricane season. So that's all I got for today. I'm happy to answer any questions that you guys have. Ah, you either got to shout or come to the front. I don't mind shouting. All right, I know that. Yeah. She could take it online. Go to the website of Becker Law, click on classes, and it'll bring you to the online version of the class. And she'll get a certificate just as if she attended in person. You're welcome. Anything else, guys? All right. Thank you all, and happy Easter, happy Passover. Oh, wait, they got another one. Hold on. Yes, sir. Oh, okay, sure. I reported on this previously, but as many of you know, the turnpike is being widened, and the widening project is moving from south to north. The project will reach Century Village last quarter of this year, first quarter of next year. Here's what I can tell you about it. The widening will all take place on the west side of the turnpike. The new turnpike won't be any closer to Century Village than it is now. Reason for that is there's a gas line that runs parallel to the highway on our side. So you're going to see that. Also, we are confirmed that there will be a sound deadening wall built completely along the part that borders Century Village. I'm told it'll be between 14 and 22 feet high, but we're definitely getting a wall. So Windsor, Camden, Northampton, Sussex will be happy to see that.
David has written an article for May.
Oh yeah, Dave Israel has put some information on that in his May article, so you'll see it next week. So that's all I got for this month. Thank you, everyone. Wait a minute, you guys get to clap a lot for me. I'm liking it. Yes, sir. Go ahead. We prefer you didn't, but that really is we try to keep out anything that's over 40 feet, obviously. But just remember that the trailer and the boat is a county code violation to have in your parking area. That's considered to be a public right-of-way. Are we going to keep you out at the gates? No, we're not, unless your board tells us otherwise. But just remember that any one of your neighbors can call code enforcement, and we do have code enforcement on the property 5 days a week. You can, but you run the risk that I just explained to you. All right? Thanks, everyone. Don't clap this time. I've had enough.
Ed, you're up.
You're up, Ed.
I want to wish everybody a happy holiday. And I'd like to be bringing to you good news. It's evident that a lot of you don't look at the report, the financial report, because you would notice last Delegate Assembly. I said the problem that we didn't publish the February report is we're working on a new system and it'll take time, but we'll have 2 reports at the next Delegate Assembly. So the first point is you only have 1 document, and that document shouldn't have been attached to this Delegate Assembly because it's wrong, and usually I get a copy of it by email by Chris. I have several emails to document the rest. First of all, the February report that you have is wrong. Now, I agree that I haven't been in the office all that much because of a serious medical problem, but I had an email, everything is documented, from Chris that he's doing it his way and it's perfect. Well, doing it his way, it's still not perfect. If you want to, I don't want to go through 5 different errors, but I could tell you this, if you look at the accounts receivable schedule, it's March's, not February's. And the books, which I reviewed, on the books, it's $58,000 off. And the payables, which I ran, are $12,000 off. And the period is wrong. So what I'm saying is, this is not my report. Mr. Chris said this is the way he wants to do it, and he gave several reasons, which I'll publish. I'm going to have my, God willing, my finance committee. But every item he put on there is wrong, and I consider what he did is lie. And that really is very serious for someone who is doing Yuko's books. If he hadn't the ability to do what he said he would do, he should have told me. Therefore, the February report is not my report. Confirmation from Chris is that it's perfect. It's far from perfect. I went through
Ed, come on. The man is not here to defend himself. Please, you made your point.
He
asking
could
you to
defend
be a
himself
gentleman.
all he wants. I have it documented, and I take the time to tell you that anybody who lies is really not responsible. And I have it all documented that he lied, and I'm very uncomfortable with someone who cannot produce and lies about it. So therefore, it's going to be redone and redone properly. And if you didn't see it, you may attend the what do you call it? The finance committee, and Mr. Chris is welcome to come. But I don't want him to charge to defend himself. So therefore, as far as the financial report, I feel it's an insult. And that's my report as the treasurer. I was elected twice to make sure that everything should be done right, and I take umbrage with somebody who's not accredited CPA to make his own wrong decisions. Thank you.
All right. Come up to the microphone so everybody could hear. The finance committee meeting hasn't met, hasn't presented anything to bring forward to you. I gave you the answer. Yes, of course. It's all right. Yes, ma'am.
I'm wondering if these are just lies or are they criminal actions, and what's the
Ma'am,
responsibility?
there's no criminal actions.
How do we know that, though? I'm concerned. This is a large amount of money, and if people
That's
are
why I
lying-
suggested that the gentleman is not here to defend himself, and there are accounting ways of doing books, and there's different ways of doing books, and there's a, how should I say, a difference of opinion on the presentation. You're not missing a penny. Everything is where it belongs.
So there's no criminal actions
There's no
going
criminal
on here?
action.
It's just a difference of opinion?
Go ahead, Donald, go ahead.
All right, guys, before this gets out of control, Ed Grossman is our treasurer. If there's any financial malfeasance, it's actually Ed's responsibility to locate it and follow up on it, including charges if he feels it's necessary. All of this loose talk around our delegate assembly is probably not the right thing to do. Ed's our treasurer, and if he wants to follow up on what he just reported to you, which I frankly don't understand, that's on him, and he'll bring you a report next month. Thank you.
I really didn't hear clearly what you
That's
said.
all right.
but
We're
I
gonna
think
move
you
on,
were
Ed.
defending it.
We're going to move on.
I think you should. I really think you should move on.
Yes. Niels, could you, Commissioner Weiss could not be here today.
Yeah, that was about all I had to say. So, hey, good morning, everybody. I'm here, Niels Heinrichs, on behalf of the office of County Commissioner Greg Weiss, who's also the mayor of Palm Beach County. Greg is out of town visiting his mom in California, but he did want me to be here to wish you all happy holidays and to stick around. And if anyone has any issues that have to do with the county or even the state or the federal government, come see me after.
Thank you. Varissa from the port.
Is this? Hi, everyone. I'm Commissioner Varissa Laldas. I'm the new Port Commissioner for District 2. I just wanted to let you guys know we're looking at putting together, I'm going to be working with Bobby to put together some port tours. Now, currently, if you want to tour the port, we can accommodate transportation for up to 10 people, but we're looking at potential ways to increase that number. And I'll come back next month and let you know specifically what you guys will be seeing. If you would like to visit the port, we would love to have you. I think it would be great to incorporate our manatee viewing center, so if you came to the port, you guys could see the manatees. I also wanted to let you know about a paid internship program that we have for the age group starts at high school seniors, so you have to be at least 18 years old, and it's paid. And these seniors, if you guys know any that would be interested in participating, they would be able to get experience in accounting, informational technology, marketing. There's various areas at the port that they can learn about and get credit for school, or just the opportunity to get a paycheck during the summer. So I just wanted to let you guys know about these two opportunities at the port, and it was wonderful to see all of you. Happy holidays. Thank you.
Thank you. Amy from Ian Gannon's office.
There we go. I just had to make it my height. Good morning, everyone, and happy holidays. I'm Amy. Good morning. I am Amy Ebersbach. I'm from Constitutional Tax Collector Ann M. Gannon's office. Just a couple reminders. If you've not paid your property taxes, you are now late, so make sure you get on that. The deadline was March 31st. Next deadline we have coming up at the end of April, April 30th, is the deadline to apply for our IPP, or our installment payment plan program. That is where you make your tax payments in 4 easy installments. If you are interested in that, please go to our website and you can fill out the application. And just one last reminder, since the subject of expired registrations came up. Just a reminder, you can send your neighbors who have had their vehicle registrations expire. They need that tag quickly. Have them go to the Village Publix, the Publix on Village Boulevard. We have a kiosk inside that Publix where in less than 5 minutes, they will have a new vehicle registration. So if you have any questions about it, you can visit our website or just come see me after the meeting. Thank you so much and have a fabulous weekend.
Thank you. Mike Pratt, you're up.
Hey, well, good morning, everybody. And I'm with the Dorothy Jackson, the Palm Beach County Property Appraiser's Office, and she certainly gives her regards. We're going to get her over here so you can all meet her maybe next month. I wanted to let everybody know that we're working hard to put the tax roll together. One of the things about the tax roll, every property owner will get a notice. It's called a trim notice. It's going to come probably about August the 21st. And what's important about that is there's a period of time, 25 days from the time you receive it, that you're able to, do two things. One, come in to the property appraiser's office if you think the valuation is too high, not taxes, because they're high, but the valuation of your property doesn't meet market value. And the deadline for filing a value adjustment board hearing, which is your opportunity to be able to get a value reduction, is the second method. And the first method, of course, is just come in and talk to us or just do both. The other thing I wanted to say is to Donald, hey, Donald, the Property Appraiser's Office has a booth at the HOA Condominium Expo next week at the Convention Center. It's a great event, a lot of things going on. They give you a free lunch, too. So if you've got to get some board hours, you should definitely try it out. You'll certainly enjoy that.
Mike, I'll put that out as a bulk email to the community.
Yeah, if you're going in there.
I get some inquiries now and again about taxes and
Okay, yeah, about the value adjustment board. Yes, right. Thank you, Don. Okay, well, listen, happy holiday, and see you next month. Thank you.
Anything for the good of the order? Go ahead.
Hi, everybody. I'm Bob Rivera, delegate for Bedford K and former corresponding secretary. All right. I got a question that I'm going to bring up as a delegate rather than as an officer, because as an officer, it didn't do me any good. All right. We've noticed we've gotten a lot of speeding tickets. All right. And I'm going to bring up again speed tables. This has been approved by the delegate to have a study done. The study has not been done. It's been over 4 or 5 months. Okay. Now, I don't want to hear anything about, well, we're waiting on the president's decision. Well, you know what? It's time to either carry on and get this study done or ask him to resign, because this is enough. We're tired of these tickets. We're tired of the speeding. We're tired of people passing on the roads. Get these speed tables up. That's all I got to say.
Donald, you want to say anything?
I'm not sure if it's working.
Go ahead. You're up.
Is the mic working?
Hey, you're working.
It's working. Okay. Fausto, there is an extremely important message in the UCO Reporter by the President's report. Are you familiar with it?
Yes.
When I read the report, it scared the hell out of me, honestly, because it appears that David Israel has made an agreement or had meetings with the developer to give them the ability to use the South Canal, and that they should pay half price, $750 million, and we would pay $750 million, okay?
No.
This is what is in the newspaper now.
Right.
Can you tell me?
Absolutely. And you and I have discussed this before. We've gotten a lot of phone calls. There is no deal made. There was a suggestion between lawyers to come up with a program. Every officer, including David, was opposed to it, okay? What was put in the paper was our attorney's proposal between attorneys There was no allocation of funds, and nothing can be approved unless it comes to the Delegate Assembly. So everybody that's in this room, before a deal is made, you people will have to vote on it. Your delegates will have to vote on it. There's no backroom deals. It was just two attorneys getting together, and it was brought to the offices as a proposal.
I just want to remind you that we already had a vote. The Delegate Assembly has already voted that there not be given anything to the developer regarding drainage. So therefore, it is absolutely necessary that we do not have any meetings, because it's already established that we're not going to give them any drainage rights. So why are you telling us that it has to come to the Delegate Assembly?
Olga, I'm gonna take this one because I have a little bit of memory of it.
Olga,
Ed-
you're talking, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm saying, I'll be quick, Ed. The vote that you're describing is the 2012 Delegate Assembly vote, which I was present for, and the vote was that UCO will oppose the conversion of the former golf course to residential housing. That matter has been decided by the county commissioner. The conversion has happened. D.R. Horton, a developer, owns the property, and they do intend to develop it. That's pretty much out of our hands at this point. But the vote that you're talking about does not tie this body's hands from deciding on something that will, I'm sorry, I'm going to continue, that will have a significant effect on the community. Two lawyers are talking, there's an engineer involved. When there is something to put on the table, it will be brought to this body, and this body will make a decision. And the decision may be no deal. Figure it out on your own. But that's up to this body, not somebody to say there shouldn't be this body will vote on this.
I beg to differ with you, because the vote that was taken that we do not give the developer any drainage rights.
I'm sorry.
Okay?
Olga. You are
That was the
Olga, may I?
Olga, you are mistaken. I was present at the
Olga.
one of my first delegate assemblies, as a matter of fact. The vote was that UCO will oppose the conversion of the golf course to residential housing. That matter has long ago been settled. So
I don't
this-
wish to argue the point, so therefore I'm going to make
good.
a motion now. That
Olga, give me a minute here, would you?
Okay, wait a second. Wait a second. I'm going to make a motion now that there be no meetings between the developers and UCO without at least 3 delegates present. Because when UCO decides to have secret meetings, it scares the hell out of me, really. So I would like to make that motion. Any seconds?
I've been trying to talk to you. I wasn't able to get an article in this month's paper, which was my fault because of medical reasons. However, if you read last month's, you'll see I addressed this issue, and while before any hiring and meetings, I believe the Delegate Assembly should have been informed if they're happy with negotiations after 10 years, 12 years, 5,000 cards addressing this. And where do you hire somebody without getting the delegates' approval? I can't quote this section, but in our bylaws, it very clearly states that any action that requires hiring a professional has to be approved by the Delegate Assembly. And if the Delegate Assembly said no, fine. If it said yes, fine. So telling you that they're going to bring it to you is post facto. Who will decide that you're going to have meetings with the new owner after 10 or 12 years of opposition? And that is
There's a motion on the table.
By the way, in addition, the House lawyer is representing us. And I heard, well, that's only because we have to work on the canal. But fortunately, in writing, several articles suggesting what the deal should be was published by Rod Tennyson. So we have to stop fibbing and tell the truth.
There's a motion on the table, and I do not want any more secret meetings between UCO and the developer. I want to be certain that at least 3 delegates be allowed.
Olga, there's a motion on the table. It's been seconded. It's open for discussion
motion's
now.
out of order.
Now, if I may, all right. As far as the meeting that I think she's referring to, there was a meeting between the officers where we decided we will not give any water rights as far as
We've maintained that.
That's correct.
Bob, first
All right,
of all, the motion's out of order.
I just
and
want to
the
make
statement-
it clear that what she's referring to is
Olga
that
and I
meeting.
have had this discussion privately at the UCO office, and I told her there is no deal. Nothing was done. Nothing was done behind anybody's back. As far as the engineering studies, the engineer studies needed to be done.
Right.
There are 3 engineers working on it: the county, the developer, and UCO. We had to hire an engineer to find the condition of the South Canal.
They offered us money to get water rights, and we turned it down.
This is the wrong place to discuss this.
And
We didn't
this is the perfect place. We turned it down. Okay, she has a motion. It was seconded. This is discussion. I'm giving the discussion. All right, we turned down any rights to give to them water rights to go through the canal. They had to get their own way around. Now, are we backing out of that or not? Because I recall voting no. And I recall every other officer voting no.
That's what we're maintaining, Bob.
Okay.
Just
So-
for the-
so
just for
why
the
are
del-
lawyers
just for the
talking
delegate
different?
Bob, it's my turn now. Just for the Delegate Assembly's understanding, the article that was put into last month's paper by your president and by your attorney was an effort to keep you, this body, and the unit owners apprised of progress on discussions. It wasn't meant to say that there was any deal signed, because there's not. It was to keep, it's really in the interest of transparency. I understand that the language used there, having been written by a lawyer, is somewhat dense. I had a hard time following it. But again, there is discussion. Almost certainly this development will happen in the near future, and there is going to be impact one way or another on this community. It's your officers' committee's job to interact with our new neighbors and try to limit whatever impact there is. It would be wrong for them to do otherwise. And those discussions will continue. The engineer's study is in progress, and we're going to get a clear idea of what this impact for this project will be. As we know more, we will share it with this body all the time. All right, that's all I have to say. Thanks.
Okay, let's vote.
You don't have a quorum, and you're out of order.
What's the count now?
How many people have left? Hold on. So, 21, so you don't have a quorum, can't vote.
Okay, thank you very much. I tried, everybody.
Okay. Anything else for good of the order? Shh. Where, sir? Who gets paid? Oh, who are you looking? On building boards or UCO? UCO has no paid board members. We have an executive secretary. And, okay, I'm going to try again, sir. The executive secretary and Donald are the only people. None of the elected board members get paid.
Yeah, John, every 2 weeks I get a nice thank you note from the unit owners. And by the way, thank you.
Does that answer your question? Okay.
All right.
Yes.
Hi, Kevin Hackett from Berkshire H. I'm sure there are a lot of people here that are represented by Becker as their attorney of record. We all got probably a notice today about SB 360, which is a bill that our attorneys are asking us to encourage the governor to veto because it gives advantages to contractors and developers over people who have had bad repairs or bad developments. Just to let you all know that if you're not with Becker and Polikoff, you can look at SB 360, and there are comments you can make to phone or email the governor for a veto. Thank you.
Anything else for the good of the order? Want to wish everybody a happy Passover, a happy Easter, and enjoy your weekend. Thank you for coming.